So today I'll be going in the freezing snowstorm outside to a networking event that is going to take place in the Ravens players' lockers. And that's why I'm dressed up. But today I want to talk about judgment. I've been told that judgment is something that shouldn't be done usually. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about it because you don't know the context of a situation. Someone could look rich and successful but depressed inside, or they're doing something else and their home life is a mess. Ray Dalio, author of Principles, says judgment should be suspended for a certain while until you see other perspectives, because people think and act differently than you do, and you might not be looking at their perspective. For me, I think judgment is about something that can be improved in multiple areas of my life. One being the dating area. I think that's something that has been brought up too. So with me, dating is something that has been an issue, and judgment is potentially something that is an issue with it. So for me, judgment comes from looking down on people in a potentially critical or contemptuous way. I don't think that's a word. With contempt, and I think it comes down to an Asian upbringing. So a lot of Asian Americans have come from a culture of extreme judgment from their immigrant parents, or just the Chinese population, or Korean or Japanese or Indonesian has this too. They're constantly judging others by their status, by what their children have achieved, or what school their children went to. And that extreme level of judgment is not always good, because you don't know the full context, and what you think is right may not be right. Though there are people who go to Ivy League schools who do horrible in the real world, and vice versa. There are people who dropped out of school or went to normal state universities who now run massive businesses. A great example would be Under Armour. 10 years ago, no one knew who they were. Now they are one of the most successful brands, competing with Nike, and the founder went to a state university. So for me, I think judgment plays a role in terms of not how I interact with people, from a career standpoint, how I deal with shame and guilt. I remember when I didn't have a job and I was unemployed, I was ashamed to admit it. I would hide it. I wouldn't mention it. And I was so ashamed that one time I had a potential dating opportunity with someone I actually liked, and I could not take the next step and even ask for a date because I didn't see myself in a situation. I was ashamed that I was unemployed and saw myself as unfit to improve my dating life. Even though on the flip side, there were things that I was still doing to try and improve my dating life. So I was hypocritical in that way too. So other than shame, judgment comes from judging others. I came from the culture I came from, and all the personal development I've done, and all the successful people and books I've studied has caused me an issue of kind of looking down on many other people because they don't have that initiative, that hustle, that interest in all those things that I am, and I judge them as, oh, they're not going to be successful. Why should I be around them? But the truth is that, what I do, these things are very rare, unique traits. Like, most people don't go about studying and reading all these different books